is episode 94 of Noodle Time. Welcome back. Here with me is, man, I'm tired of all this rain. I'm tired of all this weather, man, but here's the weatherman with me, OSG. How's it going, sir?
No, I'm not the weatherman. I'm not the weatherman because before I rolled into the dash game, I was like, I think we're good, man. We're going to get sprinkles or whatever. And then, hell no, we got that 2.5 hour delay. So I'm not the weatherman. OSG, not the weatherman. But I am a Premier League champion as well. I'm a citizen. So that's how I'm doing this weekend, bro. How are you, bro? You traveled to Houston this weekend, so I know you had a good time this weekend. Went to both Dash and Dynamo, So how you doing, bro? It's good to see you this weekend.
Honestly, I feel pretty good. I went to all 3 games this week, and obviously, Houston Dynamo visited Austin this past Wednesday, and I went to the Dash game on Friday, and I went to the Dynamo game on Saturday back in Houston, and plenty to talk about, but I just feel pretty happy to see all those teams playing like in the span of a week. Honestly, the span of like 4 days, which is insane. So that happened, and not particularly happy to talk about the Dash game. I'll leave it at that. But outside of that,
any of them, to tell you the truth. But that's what we do. Right. We must talk about it. I apologize in advance.
But outside of that, as you mentioned, the Premier League closed out this weekend, and La Liga did as well. The European season is coming to a close right now. I would say like it was been pretty irritating, particularly Bundesliga, just because Bayer Leverkusen actually managed to go the entire season undefeated, which is like absolutely insane. So shout out to Bayer Leverkusen for just doing that insanity.
I wish they were in Champions League. I wish they were in Champions League with the season they were having this year. I wish. So it's sad. I mean, that's all right, but whatever. They did a great job. They'll be in Champions League next year, obviously, but I wish they were in Champions League to see if they could have done it all the way around. But good for them.
Oh, yeah. And just something to talk about, like, just all around the world, when it comes to soccer, just the reason why it's the best sport in the world is to watch, because things like this happen. And as for another team that can just go undefeated an entire year, that remains to be seen. Can Leverkusen do it next year? I highly doubt it, but they proved us wrong already. So
they're not doing it 2 in a row, bro. No, no. That was undefeated in all competitions as well, right? Or did they end up losing?
They're missing.
They ended up
one
losing.
More, I believe they might be missing like one more thing, or I'm not mistaken, but like, I'll leave it at that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. So yeah, you're right.
And it's gonna be time to talk about the Dash and Dynamo. We do have 3 games to talk about, as OSG just mentioned. But just before we do that, we just want to just really take a moment to just think about like the people that were affected by the recent storms in Houston this past week, and when I was over there Friday through Sunday, there were a lot of zones affected. People still without power as we speak right now, and still getting that type of support. So just leaving it out there that we're with you guys and just supporting as much as possible. And also because this past weekend, the Dash and Dynamo did hold a couple of moments of silence just to honor all the people that were affected, and just hang in there, because I know it's tough, but hopefully everyone is going through that process smoothly, and they're getting better over time.
And at the same time, Dynamo and Dash still played their games. It gave people opportunities just to get out and just to relax, and just to you had destruction. You're not with cable. I mean, not cable, with power, which means your refrigerator's affected, your air conditioner affected. The heat is now shown back up, especially in Houston, with the humidity and the heat. So like everybody's affected. So we're glad that the games were able to go on to give people the opportunity just to get out and just enjoy something different, just enjoy the air. And if there was food, Granted, it wasn't discounted or anything, but there was food, just something just to do something different, so just to relax and you don't have to stress about it. So Houston got hit pretty hard. I've seen some of the damage as well. So hope everybody's safe. Hope everybody's getting their power back. I know the linemen are out there working hard trying to get y'all power back. So yeah, shout out to everybody and hope everybody's safe, like you said, Fox.
Oh yeah. And with that, let's get into it, man. We have two
Let's do
Dynamo
it, bro.
games to talk about, but first we have to talk about the game in Austin that we went as media.
Woo!
And for me, it was the first time in the press box, and I was particularly looking forward to this game because we could actually pull out a result against this Austin side. And I was almost right, and I was pretty much just proven wrong at the last minute once again. Kind of like what happened back in Houston against Austin, and just losing at the last minute for dumb reasons again, and and Houston just having those opportunities to put the game away, but just falling out short when it matters most. So
Yeah, expectations going into that game, we're like haven't got nothing from going to Austin yet. Nothing. No tie, no we haven't won. So we're defeated in Austin. So we were hoping to be competitive. We were competitive, but we were hoping to get a win or at least a draw just to break it, just break it. And obviously, story to be told, which you'll hear here shortly. What happened.
yeah, we can probably start with the starting lineup as well because one of the things to look forward to, and Blessing getting the start over Hector Herrera. Obviously, he's still getting swapped around just to like preserve minutes
Yeah.
or like playing time over the course of the season. And obviously, as he's trying to get acclimated after his injury and all that. And and yeah, the main thing also is that Escobar is still gone, so they still have to make adjustments there. And Tate Schmidt getting the start over there. Tate Schmidt, like I wouldn't say like have the best game. Like he particularly, we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through what happened. But Tate Schmidt getting the start, and I was in the back line just being Barlow and Svichenko, locking things down, and Griffin Dorsey as well. And of course, in midfield, we already mentioned Blessing, but also getting paired up with Arthur and Coco there as well. And Aliyu Basi and Seva up top. And this is probably the best lineup we have right now. But what are your thoughts on this?
Expected lineup. Expected lineup. If Ben likes his lineup, we can be. He's very predictable on what his lineup's going to be. All you got to do is question who the injuries are and are they available. And sometimes you don't know that till the lineup comes out. So Escobar, was he questionable? He wasn't even on the bench. So yeah. So I'm okay with the lineup, man. Tate. Yeah, Tate, like you said, he's somebody who's going back to the reputation he had before he came. But yeah, what else can you do with the lineup? What else can you do? I would love. I enjoyed Blessing starting as well. He's attacking, changed, but whatever. So okay with the lineup. That's what you had. So I think Ben made the right choice with what he had in front of him.
The start of the first half for me, I was in particular excited about because I noticed that the back line has been like there was some sort of miscommunication with the back line, either that or there was just doing some silly mistakes that could have cost Houston the game early. And like I'm only saying that because there was one particular shot that happened where it seemed like the ball was gonna fly fly past fly past the crossbar, but it hit the crossbar, and I think Clark was just assuming that it was gonna go over, and they didn't get a touch with that. And after that,
That was
I noticed
50
that
seconds into the game.
right,
50 seconds into the game, by the way. Don't forget to mention that part. Nuts. We start
like
off
it
the
was
game,
extremely early.
like you said. Yeah. And then the mistake, just to give it right back to him. And then the shot. Out of just, I don't know, that was instinct. Take the shot. And like you said, everybody thought, even Clark, it's not hitting the target. It hit the frigging crossbar. I was like, what a start.
So yeah, and after that, the the backline were making some weird mistakes in the sense that either they they didn't receive the ball properly, and they were susceptible to turning the ball over when Austin was pressing. And I was pretty comfortable with that because, for obvious reasons, like Houston could have been in a pretty bad situation immediately. And the one positive I can say for sure is that, like, over time, they've been getting much better, especially in the first half, because they started doing that, and also they did get a few opportunities to get the ball in the back of the net, and,
Mhm.
and they almost got it. And we're still pretty much the same situation when it comes to not capitalizing on those opportunities because we might have to pay the price later. And yeah,
And it was funny. Obviously we're sitting next to each other and we're talking about the game, and we had David from DFTV sitting next to us as well. We're all talking about the game as it happens in the press box, and Dynamo weren't possessing as much. Austin had more possession, and we looked better for some
yep.
reason. I guess, and we were like intrigued about it and what's going on here. But at the same time, Austin were getting good shots off and hitting the damn crossbar. So, I mean, what was it? 2 or 3 times they deflected, and then, but counter, we were making Stuber make a couple saves that were necessary. So at the same time, it was. I mean, I kind of liked it. I think we were talking about less possession, but better offense and better shots, making the keeper make saves, and Stuber makes saves. That's what he does, and that's why people like Stuber over there. But it was good. Good first half. Questionable first half, but hey, good first half.
Now, for me, the most important part was just to keep that momentum going and
Yeah.
into the second half. For the most part, they got it done, but as I mentioned kind of earlier, and really, like, when it comes to, like, the players, they kept the effort going, and the one thing that I feel like affected Houston was the fact that Sinchenko had to, like, leave early because he got, like, subbed out for Mikael. I believe he was for just as a precautionary measure, but I was like, man, this might affect us. But at the same time, you think about Mikael and what he brings to the table. He's gonna keep up with the offensive player for the other team, and he does his job for sure. But for me, I feel like it's Vichenko going out early did affect things, especially for the back line.
I mean, the back line's good. They know each other. Their chemistry's fine. Bartlow coming in and playing with either one of those is fine. It's Tate Smith right there, bro. That's he's getting bit. He's getting beat. He's getting beat,
Yep.
and he's probably the biggest question mark right now. The hype coming in and the way he performed last year in the preseason and starting the season before he got hurt. Like, okay, good. We this dude could be our left back. The way he's going this year so far, this guy is going back to the reputation he had before prior to coming in. He's lost the spark. He's got the energy, but he's lost the spark and getting forward too much and getting beat back too bad. Like he's just, I don't know. So Tate right now, my third left back. If I'm quite, and I'm 100% okay with Steres starting the left back, and I'm very confident in Steres. He's just too smart, knows the game, understands the game, and just plays too well. Does his job and knows everything. So I'm Steres starting every day, bro. I'm good with that. Tate, bro. Sorry, Andres. Might be time to change that Discord name.
Yeah. That's the issue I have for Discord, and especially for,
Yeah,
like, the Inchala one, in case you were wondering. So, but
yeah.
yeah,
It
the
might
one
be
thing
time to be Super Heroin Campbell, Super Heroin Campbell in the Discord now. I don't know. Like you like to
probably
take
Jane Campbell,
personas.
yeah, probably
Yeah,
Jane Campbell, yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, just going back to Tate Schmidt, I, if I remember correctly, like, he kept getting beat by Austin Sobrian. Like,
Oh,
he's definitely a fast player, and but he was still able to, like, get past him, and that's one of the reasons why he didn't have a good game, because Austin was still in the game, just, like, try and win it out, and up until, like, the 80th minute, like, it'll stop where, like, Houston was just looking
yeah.
to keep things even, or at least try to get a goal at some point, and it didn't look like way, because
Hmm.
we would eventually concede at the 86th minute, like, uh, once again from the worst possible outcome when it comes to defense. Well, even though it was like a corner kick sequence, Austin was just able to squeeze past one our back line and Clark, and I was very upset.
Hey, so the first ball we won, but unable to clear, and it fell to Drusi, and then you put it in the net, and that's how you give up. Half the time, it's you hit the target. The other half of the time, the ball fumbles around, and someone takes a shot and scores on a corner, and that's what happened right here. And Drusi finished friggin' 3 minutes ago in the friggin' game, and oh my god, you're like, are you freaking kidding me? Dynamo played well that game. Nothing too bad to even, kind of talk about that was just embarrassing. But besides, Tate's got to work on his defense. And then that happens. Like, oh my God, you're freaking kidding me. And then in the press box, of course, press box is pretty big. There's 3 rows of people. I think it was, I don't know who it was, don't know who to call out, but somebody on the 3rd row just had to celebrate, and they celebrated a little bit too loud. I don't know the etiquette for that top row, but the people sitting next to us on the 1st row, that were awesome, respectful. I think they know the etiquette and everything, and it was like it was weird to hear, but like, oh come on, man, we're working. I don't want to hear
Yeah,
you.
and,
Oh
and
man, so yeah,
for
yeah.
those for those that aren't aware, just well, this isn't just etiquette, but also like league rules, and pretty much just goes for all the clubs. You're not supposed to like cheer the press box, just to keep things professional, since not
Bias.
everyone inside is not a fan, and just to really avoid that environment of bias and all that, and of all the I've been pretty much just sticking around the Dynamo press box for like so many years. And granted, I've never been to like a press box on the road, but at the same time, it's a rule that applies for everyone, and I find it weird that people just celebrate in the
Well,
press
see,
box
and,
like
and
that.
I and I have been in different press boxes, and this was the first time. So, if you saw my personal tweet, I said this is a different club, whatever. So they have different rules. They get away with different shit, whatever. They do their own friggin' thing. I wish I could celebrate when my team scores. I don't care where I'm at, even if I'm writing and and posting for my team in the press box. I wish we could wear our colors and everything in the press box and just we know who you are. Just everybody enjoy it, and if you score and you want to celebrate, go right ahead. It's no different than if you were sitting in a seat down there in the stadium. So I get the bias, though. I get you're not supposed to be biased, but you know it's when you're being trained to be proper, and then you turn around and hear that, and just it was just a whoops surprise. It was just a surprise. And of course, when you're on the road, then that didn't help. It didn't help. Luckily, I didn't have a long drive home, so it was like I don't
Right.
have to dread it so much. But it didn't affect that much. It was just like one of those things, like just surprise me, not to bring up too much trouble or anything like that.
So yeah, and Houston will go ahead and lose 4-0 in this game, and of course it was pretty late, so not much Houston can do outside of attacking. And I was particularly upset because we pretty much just kind of stood there, or not really stand there, but just look at all the opportunities that we had, and just going back to those types of games that we should have capitalized on those opportunities, and it could have been a different story just by putting the game away. And we suffer like this again. And it's just a matter of of our attack not producing as they should, and you can definitely say that reinforcements are needed, and we need to wait for the next one to happen. And of course, a crazy situation of not having the appropriate players for that reason. But yeah, still upsetting.
Oh yeah, we know we got to be patient, but we're hopeful every game. Where are the goals going to come from? How are we going to score? Can we score? So obviously another 1-0 loss. We still ain't got a friggin' point in Austin. embarrassing. We get one more chance this year on September 21st on a Saturday. So I'm hoping a lot of fans can travel and we can break the jinx and get some points. Hopefully it'll be 3 points over one. But yeah, the game otherwise, I'm okay with it. We played well, just can't score. And then obviously we did have a good time in the press box and getting to do what we do, trying to provide the content. So other than a little hiccup there at the end when Austin scored, good game, good time, enjoyed it. Thank you for the service. They were nice to us at Q2, so no shot to them and to the staff or anything. It was just that one little moment, but we had fun.
Yep. Except for the losing part, we did have fun, especially for the people that traded as well. So, but
yeah.
That was the 1-0 loss at Austin. We'll talk about the Texas Derby later after we talk about Dash, since we're in chronological order. Austin game happened on Wednesday, and now let's talk about the Dash that happened on Friday.
Oh man,
I don't know where to start because we had a 2-hour delay and also the game itself. Well, I guess you can take it from here, OSG.
Yeah, bro, it's pretty. What do we do? We're back at home. You don't expect much from the Dash, and it's a friggin' 2-0 loss to Portland, who's friggin' hot. They came in on a 5-game winning streak. So Sarah Loudon's returning as well. So you're hopeful coming off the win on the road. So I don't know. What it was obviously 2-0 law, but our expectations going into the match. Felt secure with the lineup, so felt hopeful that maybe we could progress off the win against Angel City. I don't know what were your expectations coming into this game? Obviously, with all the integrals of hey, we don't play well at home, but we just came off a good win on the road. So, what were you expecting, even prior to seeing the lineup?
My expectations were for Houston to just put out a consistent performance, just coming off the road. And the one thing that I highlighted pretty much for last week, the previous week, is just the fact that we haven't won a league game at home in almost a calendar year. And for me, it's insane because we've been getting outplayed by teams at home. Just saying that, it's like, what are we doing? And granted, like, this is something that happened like outside of Fran's range, since he wasn't here yet to like try to fix things, and he's still getting things sorted. But still, the fact of the matter is that we still had games at home to start the year, and we haven't really capitalized on that yet. And Houston is still putting these performances on the road, winning games on the road, and not doing it at home where it matters the most. Since pretty much you're dealing with a bad hand, just like travel there and getting a point or three, and them getting 3 points already. Like, it's kind of like, guys, we have the formula. We have to do it at home in front of the fans, the people that like really watch your games. And for me, this game, it was just like the definition of of a a tale of two halves. And the performance that I've seen, I was extremely disappointed with the performance. And I'm pretty much angry for that because
I'm glad you're disappointed in your performance.
Yeah.
We're talking about what was your expectations. So your expectations for this game. Okay, good. All right, so let's get into the lineup and let's talk about what the lineup was, because we were hoping for consistency and we got that in the lineup again, where Franz pretty much started the same lineup over again. Jane Campbell. Who else? Going to be the keeper.
I mean,
there's nobody. There's nobody else really.
Just give the keeper every time you do the lineup. But
yeah, and our backup Hyde, right, is our backup keeper. I watch her. I watch her warm up. I like what she's got. She's a little smaller than Campbell, but she's very wide, and she gets up and she hops and she makes the saves when the girls are shooting at her in practice. So I like her. I want to see her play. So hopefully we'll get to see her play at some point.
But it's gonna be tough to beat her for sure. Her spot.
Well, no, there's it's only whatever. When Camel goes to U.S. camp, you get to start Hyde.
Yeah.
So that's probably why Alvarado got traded to. But Hyde, I like Hyde. I like Hyde. And welcome back, Alvarado. She was at this game. But back line, of
Yep.
course, was Nielsen, Jacobs, and Peterson. We expected that. No problem. Tarshian is here. Was not available to play. Not fit yet. Obviously, Franz said that last week. She will probably get minutes against North Carolina coming this Friday. Midfield. Peterson and Kaiser were both our wings this time, as expected. We were wondering if Kaiser were going to start or not start. So she started. So wasn't surprised by that. Your midfield, Smith, Puntgam, your CDMs, and then Oliveri was supposed to be your cam. Bachman and Ordonez as your forwards, man. That was the lineup. So, letting you know, expected lineup, right? Expected lineup.
Yep.
Maybe your girl Barb, probably the way she's been performing and the lack of form, Andressa should have started. I don't know. That's a question for probably later in the game.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know. What do
biased,
you?
but I'm
Yeah, go
definitely
ahead.
okay with Andres starting. Yeah.
Right, same way because we like both players, but right now Barb's form is a little bit off, and we kind of we were kind of expecting Andressa to play more. Hasn't been playing, hasn't been starting. Bar's been getting all the starts, and Andressa's been coming in late. But all right, so that's the lineups, expected lineup, right? So first half. I like the performance, man. So I'll let you speak on the performance first. First half, what'd you see, man? Since you were already trying to get into it, go ahead and finish your
Oh
thought.
yeah. Oh, like we have to consider the fact that like all this started to happen after we waited for 2 hours for the game to start because of the rain.
Oh, Jesus. 2.5,
And
right?
two, I think it was 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it
And
was 2.5, bro.
but yeah,
Nothing to
so
do, bored. Talk about basketball. We watched the Knicks, I
literally
guess. Yeah.
it was the worst possible time because literally the game was about to start. The national anthem just played and everyone was ready to go. But after
Yes.
the anthem was played, the referee just told everyone to get back inside because uh, of the weather
Yep.
warning and the weather alert. And I was like, man, already. And like probably like 20 minutes later, it started like raining extremely hard, pouring,
Oh, yeah.
and the lightning was there. And I was like, okay, it's gonna be a while now, and it ended up being like
Yep.
over 2 hours. So
Yeah.
we were just like, okay, finally, we're gonna leave here at midnight. Great. So there's that. The
Good
game
thing there's
started.
food provided. Good thing there's food
Right.
provided for us,
Yeah,
man. Yeah.
we stayed alive thanks to that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But like you said, game started, man. Go ahead.
Well, early in the first 10 or so minutes, we were back in that position of like, okay, we're in deep trouble. Well, once again, we're bailed out by Jane Campbell, especially in the first 7 minutes of the game because she made two saves that could have been easily goals. And I was gonna be like, okay, it's gonna be one of those games that we must start like just just being ourselves and
We
probably just come back.
we kind of expected it.
We don't kind of expect that at this point, but I was over time they kept building things up, and I was perfectly fine with the performance, particularly from Ramona Bachman because she was the one or one of the main engines for the dash. She just like to start building up the attack, and particularly because she was able to like break inside a Portland's lines just to find something, and like Houston was most of the attack for this game came from the first half, and I was under the impression that Houston was close to
Yeah.
scoring out of this game, and those are most of my positives for this one because I don't want to spoil the second half, but I'll leave it at that.
Well, yeah, that's good because first half, like you said, bro, that was a back and forth game in the first half, and Portland had their chances. Jane Campbell, like you said, obviously making saves. That's just a mute point every game. That's going to happen. Expect it. But Dash has also had some good shots and some good opportunities. Nothing too dangerous, but they had some good opportunities and just some good chances. And it was a positive first half for me. I think it was a positive first half for you as well.
Yep.
Even for from before we went into the obviously 2.5 hours. You don't know what you're going to get after 2.5 hour break. Are they ready? Are they tired? What did they do while they were breaking? Come back out, and who's going to be on their toes? And both teams were okay, and they tried to fill each other out. Both teams like right off the bat too, taking opportunities, but it was okay. It was a good first half. Good first half. Good first half. And if you follow us on Twitter, obviously you see the little segments we do before the game and halftime and after the game, and we give our thoughts. But so good first half against a team that is pretty much top of the league tier. You expect them to be there, and it's Portland, and they're hot coming in 5 games. But second half expected some tactical adjustments. We were hoping for some tactical adjustments. We didn't know what we were going to get coming out in the second half. Can we push forward a little more? When were the subs going to come? And then the mistakes started happening. The bad passing started happening. Just giving Portland the opportunity started happening. It was just like Jesus Christ, and it was frustrating because we were sitting, like I said, we're sitting there next to each other and we're talking about the game as it happens. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, bro. So second half, man. Second half. We're getting into
Everything
it now.
went downhill. Everything
Yeah,
went downhill.
Jack and Jill, right?
Pretty much. Like it's just the fact that oh, all the negatives, if not most of them, just come from the second half because like Houston just took uh took like took the foot off the gas there, and really just like Portland dominate them and just get away from Houston with the 3 points because I didn't I didn't really see the sense of urgency for the Dash just to get back into it. Not even before the first goal came in. Like Houston was just like letting Portland run everywhere, and I'm just not even like in not even before the first goal. Like it just looked pretty like grim for Houston. I was just saying that, and I was like, guys, we're not doing anything right now. Are we just gonna run around the field for 45 minutes? Are we just gonna like look for the perfect counter just to get back into it? And I was extremely disappointed with that, especially when the first goal happened.
Yeah, bro. Second half was frustrating, like you said. It was, and the struggle started to show, and then they were able to find a goal in the 56th minute, and then later, 14 minutes later, 68th minute to put them up 2-0, and then right then when that goal happened, you kind of you felt it, and this game was over, and there was no comeback coming from the Dash. You start. I start to question the tactics of Fran Alonso. I think he understands what type of game he wants to play, but making adjustments during the game flow. We're like, why isn't this? Why isn't this? Why isn't this? Again, I'm not a professional coach, but that's what we do. We question. That's what we're supposed to do. So second half was just a struggle, bro. It was a super struggle, and the Portland getting those 2 goals, and Houston couldn't do nothing to counter, couldn't do nothing to attack. Ordonez gets pulled. Bachman having a hell of a game. No support attacking wise, like you said earlier. What the heck, bro? So there is some work to do, but there is a lot of promise there. Just the the connectability, the chemistry, the understanding the tactics. The girls are still learning a lot right now, and how Fran likes to play. And I don't think Fran's getting the expression across during the game as fast as he can for the girls to understand. And there might be a translation issue as well at the same time. He's very fluent Spanish. English is a trouble. So there could be that too. But there's also the coaching staff. I don't know, man. I don't know. This team's got to figure it out. It's the game. It's soccer. We play it all our lives. So hopefully they'll pick it up and adjust to this attacking style, even though we've been playing defensive for several years now for the Dash. We'll see how it goes. And still a lot of season to go, but we are where we are right now, in a hole.
no, like it, and it just affected matter. Like it's pretty much the stats we've been saying over and over again when it comes to these types of results for the Dash. Like the opponent just outshot us again, and Portland just ended having like 22 shots the entire night. And not ideal, especially
Yeah.
when 10 of those are on target. And and Jane Campbell finishes the game with 8 saves. And it just feels like every single time she has to bail us out and try to break her personal record again because like we're in that position that we're we're not just relying on her to save that result or at least like a point, but also like Houston just not showing up when it matters most because like they show up.
Yeah.
I mentioned it earlier. When they show up on the road, uh, for some reason, not at home. Like it's just like guys, we have there's a disconnect here, and we have to fix it.
Yeah.
And just going back to Fran, that like it was given that he was trying to like make adjustments to like get back into it because West and Alosi just came in around before the second goal came in. But then you look at Andresa, a player that had to like start the game. I should have. She comes in at the 88th minute, and I'm like, she should have been subbed in earlier. Like it's barely any time for her to make an impact. Um, and yeah, like it's just kind of those weird question marks you have there. Like, are we trying to win here? Because we have to at home. Like at least like for almost an entire calendar year. Like it's kind of like what we're trying to do.
Yeah, 100%. Tactics is the question. Barb should have been subbed out earlier. Andressa should have came in earlier. Vice versa. You could have started Andressa over Barb. Barb's obviously his favorite since she started the last 3 games. I expect more from Andressa. She had a great preseason, but she hasn't been getting a lot of time to play this season. It's difficult. So, it's Franz working and trying to figure out this lineup, but at the same time, there's players out that that I mean, at least the fans see. So I wish sometimes coaches would take that into. I know how it works though, but Andressa should have been playing a little bit more. 10 minutes left is not enough time to get into it. Should have been 20. You get time to fill the game and just do something. And she was pushing forward as well with the Losey. But at the same time, no crosses. Bachman's working by herself, no support coming behind her. So she's like taking on defenders, but there's nobody to pass to. uh, Getting wide, Patterson, West, Kaiser, crosses coming in. There's nobody there, so the crosses don't come in. So there's just a lot of attacking adjustments to the dash we're learning right now, and right now it's just happening too slowly, and it has to happen faster if we're to have any success this season. So I'll say it again. I think Alex is safe. Alex Singer is safe. Fran is safe this year, and they have the rebuild to work off of, and um, as long as we look competitive, everything's going to be good. And then we have to go next season, but unfortunately, that's what it is. Hopefully, we can still find a groove and still try to push. It's still kind of early, so let's go with it, man. Let's go with it. But that's our
Yeah,
dash, man.
and
Any final thoughts you want to say about the dash?
the last thing I want to say is like the hottest here right now. It's definitely Alice Singer because
Oh
like
yeah,
she's giving she was giving more time to develop the project. Fran Alonso still needs that type of period to make things happen as much as possible. But as of right now, like if you wanted to ask me about like who's gonna go first eventually, like it's gonna be Alex Singer. Things say like this, and at some point they're gonna have to move on if that's the case. But obviously, I'm ready for the team to succeed as much as possible, and I still wish her the best. But she was given a timeline, and things are not working out at least consistently because we've seen success. But as of right now, the failures are outweighing the successes. So I still wish her the best, but she has the hottest seat right now.
yeah. I don't think we're to that point yet, but obviously, a lot of fans are talking about it. So it'll obviously be a big question mark. I like Alex Singer. I like she has been doing some work. She brought in some players. She brought in some great players. Right now, it's just Fran needs to teach his style, and the girls need to understand it and execute it. And there's just a little difference right there in trying to learn it. I think it'll happen. Just when will it happen? Hopefully before the end of the season. You need to see it happen now so that we have something to build off of for next year, and that you can trust in Fran, and we can keep Fran around for next year. So far, I'm okay with what's going on. I'm okay with it. Okay. We will wait. Obviously, continue to listen to other episodes, and we'll see where we're at. I will tell you the truth. If I change my mind, I will say it. And I will say Fran out. But right now, I'm not worried about Fran. I'm not worried about Alex. I'm not worried about Pat. I'm not worried about Asher. I'm not worried about, obviously, not worried about Ben. But that is what it is. So that's the dash, man. You ready to get into the NWSL roundup?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. All right, bro. So our next opponent is North Carolina. North Carolina's coming in Friday night, 7:00. They won against Utah at home, 1-0. So they're coming off a win, and you know how we play at home. So Bay City beat San Diego 2-1. We don't care about Maria, so we're not going to talk about her. Washington beat LA. Washington, another damn strong team, beating Angel City 4-2. So good, really good game. Here we go. Louisville back at it again. They like to draw. They draw Sporting, or I guess they're KC Current. They're not Sporting, right? 3-3. So top team in the league, KC. Or I think Orlando's top team, really, to tell you the truth. But Louisville 3-3.
Orlando.
Sunday, Gotham beat Chicago 2-1. Seattle lost to Orlando 3-2. So your best team 3-2 won. Let's go to standings real quick, and it is Orlando 10 games in so far for the entire league, 24 points. KC with 22 points. KC is still undefeated, 6 wins, 4 draws. Orlando undefeated, 7 wins, 3 draws. So 2 teams still undefeated. So the parity's kind of losing from the top 2. Washington doing well in 3rd place. All right. But where are we at? We're sitting in 12th. 9 points. Tied with Bay now. 9 points. Uh-oh. Louisville, 9 points, bro. Like, come on. It's crazy. Oil Rain and Utah holding up the bottom. That's the NWSL roundup. Take us out the dash and let's get back in the car and let's move on to Saturday to the Dynamo, bro.
Go Dash.
Yeah.
Well, that was Friday. Now let's talk about Saturday because that's when the Texas Derby happened. Oh man.
Yeah, for real, bro. Just get into it. Tailgate was fun. We met up before the game. Tailgate was good. Had some good food. Thanks to Jorge for cooking the food. Texie and Serge chilled together, and then we walked in the stadium, and then that's when the game happened.
Yeah, I was under the impression that Houston was gonna use this as a stepping stone, or just like move on from a pretty bad result against Austin. Yes, a 1-1 draw. Particularly, also not excited about the second half, which we're gonna get into later. But yeah, for me, like it was just like a matter of, okay, guys, we faced them before. We know what they can do, and we just need to capitalize. And that's what I saw in the first half. But before we do that, we have to get into the lineup because we did get a couple of changes from the last one, and you also hinted at this earlier, but Daniel Steris starting on the left, and yeah, we've already seen Steris before as a fullback, and for me, I was very impressed with how he can play, and he did show his skill, particularly this time around, especially for the goal, which we'll get into later. But yeah, we do have Steris starting there, and also Svitchenko and Mikhail paired up as well, which is good. And of course, we do have Dorsey starting again, trying to get back into the shape of things. And also, we do have in the midfield Artur Abbasi and Hector Herrera. And I guess Coco as well in some parts. I guess he was just listed as a midfielder here for some reason, but yeah, I guess he wasn't shifting around. But what do you think particularly of the midfield?
No, it's the natural midfield you expect. Coco, Arthur, Ache Ache. What do you expect?
Yeah,
Aliu, Basi, Seba up top. What do you expect? There's nothing. There's nobody else. The only other person I might like to see it if you want to change the starting lineup is Blessing playing that false nine, and either Seba goes plays Basi or Seba goes to the bench and Basi starts. That's the only thing I would like to see different with the lineup. That's an expected lineup every day. That's probably Ben's favorite 11, but I would like to see Blessing play that false nine right now, since I think he's got the most potential and opportunity to do something and create something out of the game. I like what Seba does, but it looks like Blessing's trying to be more dangerous right now. So that's my thoughts for the lineup, though.
because we do have Basi playing mostly up top, pretty much out of position for the most part, and also we do have Aliu and Seba playing in those positions as well, particularly Aliu on the left side, and we do have still Seba playing a central role up top, which granted
Yeah.
is still out of position, but this is probably the best we can do right now, just based on the situation. And yeah, like I was expecting more of him, but I guess we can just talk a little bit more about that as we try to sort out the game, because in the first half, I'll definitely say that I was a little bit afraid because I guess I was able to get like a few opportunities early on, nothing and nothing like back in the back of the net just yet, but that I was particularly impressed by just like Houston building up from the back. They were still doing that, but once again we were in the situation that the goals were going straight to the keeper, and Houston was building up
Hmm.
very well. But yeah, still we're still stuck in that position of like we're creating but still not scoring.
Shot straight to Pius, straight to him. He's not having to force anything. I mean, there was a couple, but yeah, straight to him. Shot straight to him. Shot straight to him. Shot straight to him. Like, damn it. And you were excited when you saw the shot, especially for me this time I was a fan for this game. And I was sitting right behind the goal. Like some of the shots were like, oh, come on, right to the keeper, bro, right to the keeper. So it was uh, come on. You see the opportunities, they're just not putting them in the right spots. They're just not. So you're there, you're just not there.
And the openings were few and far between. I feel like Dallas was just able to not get, or at least just be conservative when it comes to like granting space, because they know when each player is gonna try to make a move, because every time they did that, like Houston at least were trying to like stretch them out to see if they can create more spaces to start passing around. And of course, as we know, that the Dynamo were just gonna try to look for the perfect pass to make the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
for the most part, it didn't turn out to be the case. But I guess what I was trying to say, like Dallas is just aware of that situation that Houston can create in order to score the first goal, or at least try to set the tempo of the game. Um, and credit to them, I'll say only because they they were marking very well, and this also good for the second half. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is like Dallas is just like aware of what Houston can do, and we're not
Well,
taking any like a lot of risks there.
Ben's very predictable, and the striker is the biggest thing that's making Ben very predictable. Everybody's figuring out how
Yeah,
Houston plays, and and we're not adjusting to the league right now, and so, and it sucks that we don't have a striker, a viable striker that can play that position. So, with that striker, that we'll be able to adjust and change in the league, and then we'll be able to be a competitive, more of a dominant team. Until then, it's easy to I say it's easy to defend us, man. So and in the league they focus on certain areas and they force the Dynamo to capitalize in areas that they're not focused on, and Dynamo's not doing it right now, and that's the struggle. So I hope it can change as we go forward through this season, and hopefully the summer window when we bring in. It's not just one striker; it has to be two because we can't count on Sebas right now. He might get injured again. You never know. So bring in a couple. Gabe Siegel's not it. Not going to figure it out. I don't know. You could try to bring somebody up from Dose. Maybe now's the time. Do it. Bring him up for a couple games and let's see what the hell is going to happen. Achara, Silla. I don't care. Somebody. Let's do it, bro. Something's got to happen. Make a change.
Yeah, and you mentioned the situation for Ferreira, and I do agree that Houston has to sort something out. Like even while we wait for the secondary transfer window to open, which is gonna be like in the middle of July. So it's still a few months out there. Even if you sign someone, we still have to wait for that window to open. And and just going back to Ferreira, he's still out with injury, and we're kind of in that kind of position. Like, guys, are you kidding me? we have we're still occupying that DP slot.
He's Brazilian butthurt.
But no, yeah, like it's just annoying because we could be using that slot for something else. And granted, like just turning that around in the span of like of a transfer window is bad. Also considering his shape, I don't think he's gonna be like attractive for like a lot of clubs out there to
right
to make some sort of return. But yeah, I was like, guys, either bring someone up from Dynamo 2 or buy him out or try to do something in the meantime. We'll wait, which I think that's what's happening. They're still working through that, but it's kind of like, guys, come on, please do something with Ferreira already. Like it's either gonna be out or just gonna be on bench and just come out the second half. Like,
come on. He's going to be out. He's going to be out, and we're not going to buy him out till next year when it gets cheaper to buy him out. So we're stuck with him this year. We got to deal with it. Hopefully, he becomes available and can be a part of the team. Otherwise, bitch, fuck you. Excuse me, Sebas. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, just going back to the first half, towards the end, that's where we were finally able to take the lead, particularly because we're still pressing and we're still claiming those opportunities, and thankfully, like Steris was able to find Bossy in the middle of the box to take the lead for us, which is nice. And I initially said that Bossy needs a good game, and he did get a goal, so that's good enough for now. But yeah, I was particularly excited because that happened right at the end of the first half. So what do you think of the first half, OSG?
First goal of the season. First goal of the season for him too, as well, which is nuts. Man, the penalty merchant. We didn't even have penalty this year, to tell you the truth. But so it was good to see that Bossy finally got it. I don't think he particularly had a great game, but he did get the goal. So it was good to see the goal. It was right in front of me. Good way to end the first half. So it was a positive first half for me. I'm fine with the first half, the way we played, and everything worked. I was good with it. No problems, no issues. Steve had to make a couple saves. We expected Dallas to have a couple opportunities, and they did. So it was great to have Bossy make that finish, and Aliyu to get that little cross off to get it over there to him and take that lead into the first half. 1-0. I mean, that's kind of the game we expected. Someone's going to win by 1, or we're going to draw.
Yeah, and one of the things that I was looking forward to heading to the second half was for the Dynamo to keep up that momentum, because I felt like Dallas was gonna start just pushing forward and press on, and that's what it did. And the one thing that we didn't do is keep the momentum, because like Dallas was able to like slowly get back into it, and for us it will only take a mistake when they were trying to play out of the back for Dallas to recover the ball and just punish us like from the run of play. And it was pretty bad because it happened fairly early, 69th minute, still somewhere in the middle of the second half, but extremely bad timing.
Same type of goal.
And I was extremely pissed. Yeah.
Yeah, same type of goal too. Just a little cross right into the box, and a cross on the ground, and he tapped it in and touched it. And then he had one like a couple minutes later where he just missed just outside. Like Jesus Christ! Like here we go, man. Here we go. Typical Dynamo this year.
So yeah, and because I mentioned I was upset at that, and also upset because the I guess like they were trying to like change the game, and I feel like one of the best substitutions we could have done, which was done already, was getting Blessing in. I feel like he had a good
Yes.
game as well, and because the other ones I feel like they didn't do as much damage, or at least I felt like Brad Smith was gonna get in both at some point, and he didn't. Um, because we did have to. The one thing that we had to do also after Dallas' goal was to sub out Steve Clark because of a head injury. He was bleeding out of his nose a lot, and he was subbed out by
Yep.
Andrew Charbel. And I
Yep.
felt like that slowed down the game a lot for Houston because the whole process of getting Steve Clark off the field, I feel like it took like 5 minutes, something like that, or probably less. But it still felt like a long time. And
And the Gaines injury.
yeah, and because it was that it was taking a longer, or at least it took up the wins off the sails for Houston offensively. Like it was just messy all around. But Terrell came in for him, and also we did have a few more subs like after the 80th minute, which were just like Tate Schmidt and Mackenzie Gaines coming in simultaneously. And Gaines, for me, I was pretty sad because Gaines actually got injured at about like 8 minutes after he was subbed on, 7 minutes, and he didn't get like a lot of time to do an impact. Like he was able to get a few runs on down the flank to make some damage or create some opportunities, but at the second or third opportunity, he just went down on the field, and I was like,
You got to be
I'm
kidding me,
tired,
right?
man. Yeah, I
Look,
was
he
so
was in
sad.
for 9. He was in for 9 minutes, dude. Like Jesus Christ, man. Frustrating, bro. Nothing could just happen for us right now. It's the Dynamo way. That's what we feel.
I always just like to get Gabe Seagal getting stuff done, which at the 90th minute it was going to be hard for him to do something about it. And
Oh
of
yeah,
course, Seagal's not clearly the answer outside of just being the target inside the box or close enough.
yeah. I mean, I was okay with him coming in. It was a little late, like you said, for him to have a couple opportunities, and he could have a couple opportunities. And then someone brought up a good point, like why do we count on Sebas so much? You traded Thor. I'm good with Baird going. We couldn't. We don't want to pay him, so Baird was good. Thor, if that idiot just would have chilled out and stuck around and not made a fuss of shit, look where he could be right now. He could be the freaking striker. So I blame Thor, not the Dynamo. Thor wanted to go. Dynamo probably did not want him to go. I don't know, to tell you the truth, but that's just my perception, man. If Thor was here right now, he'd be great. He'd be started, bro. But he caused a problem, I guess. So whatever, he's doing what he's doing, and I haven't heard about him since. So frustrating, but we can't wait till that summer window. And then right when that summer window hits, then you got Leagues Cup. So then that Leagues Cup, that person can start to get fit with the team, and who cares what happens in League Cup? And then we come back to MLS and make a run and get to the playoffs, and then you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and of course this game will end 1-1. The one thing that I want to highlight is the fact that we outshot FC Dallas 18-7, and 8 of those shots were on frame. So yeah, I mentioned it already, but it's we're back in that situation of like we're making the shots, we're creating the opportunities.
SSDD,
We
same
just
story, different day.
we just keep shooting it straight to the keeper, or it's gonna go wide. And
Yep.
I'm gonna say it again. It's of course is it's pretty difficult to just like score in the wrong play or just like put it past the keeper, but it keeps happening. Like it's just like every time, straight to the keeper, wide, straight to the
Mm,
keeper, wide, straight to the keeper, and I'm like, we can't have anything fun right now. Like we're in the
no,
situation. Of course, we mentioned that we need a striker, of course, but this is what we have right now. It's annoying as hell, and yeah, I guess it's upsetting overall. We should have gotten the 3 points here.
should have, very should have. So disappointing, and not to get the win at home. Hell in the Shell didn't exist no more. First hot game, yeah, just disappointing. And so far, the season is a disappointment. Got work to do. Got work to do. That's all it is. Period. Got work to do.
Oh yeah, I'm tired, man.
All right,
I'm
so
tired.
let me run through the MLS roundup for like we had games on Wednesday, we had games on Sunday, so I'm gonna fly through these mofo's real quick just to give y'all updates. NYC beat Philly 2-1. Sorry, I should start with home team first. Philly lost to NYC 2-1. Montreal lost to Columbus 3-1. DCU lost to Red Bulls 4-1. Orlando and Miami 0-0. I don't think there was Messi involved. Cincinnati, Atlanta, that damn dude scored again. Chicago, Charlotte 1-0. Austin, of course. St. Louis, LAFC 0-2. Minnesota 2-2 against the Galaxy. Real Salt Lake, who is top of the league right now, 2-0. Colorado, Vancouver 1-0. Portland, San Jose 4-2 in a great game to finish off the night. And then Saturday night, let's just start with Saturday. Chicago, Columbus Crew 1-3. Austin, Sporting KC 3-2, bro. What the hell? What a game for that one. And they jump up to third freaking place. Nashville, Atlanta, 1-1. Toronto, Montreal, 5-1. Montreal's playing some bad games this year, bro. NYC, Red Bulls, 2-1. Remember, it's rivalry week. Revolution, Philly, 0-3. Cincinnati, St. Louis, 3-1. Charlotte, Galaxy, 0-0. So Galaxy comes off a win and a tie this week, and they're getting ready to host. Both those were road games. Getting ready to host us this weekend, Dynamo, 9:30 on Saturday night. Miami 1-0 against DC. Minnesota 2-1 over Portland. Chicago 1-3 against Columbus. All right, I said that one. Real and Colorado 5-3, bro. 8 goals, 5-3. Real Salt Lake again, on top of the league. San Jose over under Orlando 1-0. Orlando with the win. Seattle and Vancouver 1-1. Table, of course, Miami is up top over there. Who cares about the East? Real Salt Lake, bro. Real Salt Lake, 28 points. Minnesota, 24. Austin, 22. Galaxy, 22, sitting in fourth place coming into Houston this weekend. Houston sitting in eighth with 18 points, bro. So sitting in eighth. No worries. San Jose, still at the bottom. That's your roundup for the MLS. So we're okay still, just to let you know.
Still a long ways to go, but the big game we do have coming up is against the LA Galaxy, and they're actually pretty good this year. So they're gonna have to work for that result on the road. It's gonna be hard fought.
Struggle.
Not like last time we went there.
Yeah, struggle. 9:30 Saturday night.
West Coast kickoff, of course, are
Mm-hmm.
my favorite.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I'll be home.
And there was one team we didn't mention in this episode, and that was Dynamo 2, because they were on bye week. But
Yep.
they do have 2 games coming up this week, so they are both at
Both home.
at
Yep.
Sabercat Stadium. They are playing on Wednesday against St. Louis City 2, and Sunday against Tacoma Defiance. The first game is happening at 7 p.m., and the second game on Sunday is happening at 6 p.m. So it's going to be a big one. Obviously, they were on bye week, so they got time to rest, but it's going to be 2 massive games, only because of the setback they suffered early in the year of just losing 5 straight, and they're going to have to get a result here. Of course, win is the priority.
Yeah, both teams tough. Both games at home. If you're available Wednesday or Sunday night, go to Sabercat Stadium and check them out and see what potential you're going to have for the Dynamo first team. And if you're a fan who's on Twitter, likes to talk, or in Chata, or in one of the supporter groups, bring up a player that you want to see from Dose that to make it to the first team, and who you think could help out. And let's see if we can get that started and get that person moved up to the first team. But yeah, 2 games for Dose this week. So we'll go over standings and how things are looking after those 2 games on next Sunday, as we record next Sunday night.
Yeah, and I was able to confirm that both of these games are going to be on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV. So no YouTube this time. You have to actually go to MLS Season Pass to watch these games, and without replay. So you have to catch them live.
Catch them live.
Yeah. So like I said, Wednesday 7 p.m. and Saturday at 6. So
yeah,
just heads up. I know it's annoying. For some reason, Apple and MLS made it like that, and YouTube is safe. Well, no YouTube game this week, unfortunately.
Yeah. If you're a trooper, you'll watch. You'll figure it out.
Yep.
And catch my hashtag OSG mileage tracker, y'all. Catch it.
No, like it's just insane. Like how many miles you have there. It's just the fact that it's not sponsored or anything. Like we just did our own time. It's just like insanity. And I guess for that trip to the sea, I don't know if you're gonna count those miles.
They count, bro. They count, but it'll be a different
even air miles.
yeah, it'll be air miles. It'll be a different line, but the trip counter will add, but the miles there'll be 2 different lines. So yeah, there'll be car miles, and now there'll be airline miles for that trip to DC. And I'm hoping to try to catch a Dash Road game this season as well.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of logistics since we don't have a team in the state yet. We have to go out of state to catch those games, so it's tricky for sure.
Kansas City, that's the one I'm looking at.
That'll be a fun one, especially with the new stadium.
Yeah, for real. And rival.
Of course.
But for me, man, what an episode, dude. I'm hoping for a better episode coming shortly in the coming weeks, but it is what it is right now. What can
guys.
What can you do?
As always, we do have a lot of content available for you guys, like throughout Twitter, you can call it X, Instagram, YouTube, where we put all the episodes. So keep an eye on those. As always, at Dynamic Foxtrot. And TikTok as well. At Dynamic Foxtrot too, is it?
No, it's OSG on Noodle Time for TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah, so we haven't created. We haven't created a Foxtrot TikTok yet. So I'm just kind of adding them on my personal. I just changed my personal name to OSG on Noodle Time, so it's kind of clear where the content's coming from. But yeah, check it out on TikTok as well, and you'll see it on Twitter. You'll see it on Instagram as well. But yeah, just trying to get the content out there a little bit more and enjoy and get the vibe out there and just enjoy everything, man. And we're just having a good time and love doing what we're doing. Not sponsored on the gas yet, but we'll figure out. Someone will pay for my gas. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm 3,900 miles in on 11 trips and still got a lot more trips to go this year. So look forward to it, man. Y'all just keep up, man. Follow us, like he said, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube TV, Foxtrot TV on YouTube, TikTok now. Everything, bro. Everything. We're there. We got written stories as well. So we're having fun. We're trying to bring it to you. Let us know what you need, and we'll try to provide it as well. Thank you.
Yeah, guys, just like that.
Yeah.
Always, yeah. And as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It's Sentinel, y'all.
H is up, bro. Oh, the DFTV shirt. Love it, bro. Love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out DFTV, bro. I love them guys. Let's go.
All right, David, let's go, yeah.